Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about solving rational equations. So the first method that we can use to solve these rational equations is solving by cross multiplying. And so we can use this method when we have one rational expression on each side. In other words, if you see fraction equals fraction. And as always, we need to check for extraneous solutions. And for these types of problems, an extraneous solution is going to be any solution that causes the denominator equal to 0. Because remember, we can never divide by 0. That's going to be an undefined number. Let's go through several examples. So we're going to solve each equation. So the cross multiplying method, when we see we have a fraction is equal to fraction, is sometimes also called the butterfly method, in that we cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 4x plus 5 is equal to x plus 1 times 9, or 9 times x plus 1. And then I'm going to solve this equation. So I'm going to distribute my 3. So 3 times 4x, I get 12x. 3 times 5, I get 15. Is equal to 9 times x, which is 9x, and 9 times 1, which is 9. Subtract 9x from both sides. And I get 3x plus 15 is equal to 9. After I subtract 15, I get 3x is equal to negative 6. And then divide both sides by 3, and I get that x is equal to negative 2. And so I get the solution. If I plug it back in to both of these denominators, negative 2 plus 1, that's not going to equal to 0. 4 times negative 2 plus 5 also doesn't equal to 0, so we're good. And this is my solution. Let's try some more. So here I have 3 over 5x is equal to 2 over x minus 7. I have fractions equal to fractions, so I can use cross multiplication. So I do 3 times x minus 7 is equal to 5x times 2. 3 times x, I get 3x. 3 times negative 7, I get negative 21. And then 2 times 5x, I get 10x. Subtract 3x from both sides, and I get negative 21 is equal to 7x. And then after I divide both sides by 7, I get that negative 3 is equal to x. And here I see if I plug in negative 3 into either denominator, I don't get 0, so it's not an extraneous solution. Okay, so let's look at some more. These ones are going to end up being a little bit more complicated. I have a fractions equal to fractions, so I know I'm going to cross multiply. So I have 1 times 11x plus 8, which is just going to be 11x plus 8, is equal to x times 2x plus 5. When I distribute the x, I get x times 2x is 2x squared, and then x times 5, I get 5x. And now here I say that I have a quadratic function, so I'm going to have to solve this using these methods that we used in an earlier unit. So I need to get all my terms on one side, and I'm going to move them to the side that has my squared terms. I'm going to subtract 11x and subtract 8. And when I do so, I get 0 is equal to 2x squared minus 6x minus 8. And now I need to go ahead and factor this. I first noticed that there is a GCF of 2, so to make my life easier, I'm going to go ahead and divide everything by 2. And that gets me 0 is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 4. And now I need to factor that. And so I'm looking for two numbers that multiply negative 4 and add to negative 3, and that's going to be negative 4 and 1. And so that means when I set each of these equal to 0, my answers are x is equal to 4 and negative 1. Checking for extraneous solutions, if I plug in 4 into either denominator, I don't get 0, so I'm good. Negative 1, I also don't get 0. So those are my two answers. Okay, let's look at one last one. So here, I'm going to do 2 times 5, which is 10, and then x minus 4 times x plus 5. Here I need to do double distribution, so x times x, I get x squared. X times 5, I get 5x. Negative 4 times x, I get negative 4x. Negative 4 times 5, I get negative 20. And when I simplify that, I get x squared plus x minus 20. Here again, I have a quadratic function, so I'm going to solve this using those methods. I need to move all my terms to one side, so I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. And I get 0 is equal to x squared plus x minus 30. And now I'm going to go ahead and factor this. And so I'm looking for two numbers that multiply negative 30 and add to 1. And that's going to be 6 and negative 5. So I get x plus 6, x minus 5. Setting both those equal to 0, I get my two answers are negative 6 and 5.